Hi, I'm Eric Walker Wickstrom, author of Serving with Grace, Lay Leadership as a Spiritual Practice. And I'd like to offer another concrete practice you can use to help deepen your experience during a meeting. This one's called Setting the Space. If you're really interested in deepening your experience of your lay leadership as a spiritual practice, if you're really interested in experiencing your work for the church as a spiritual practice, then it makes sense to look at other traditional spiritual practices for clues on how to do it. Here, I'm suggesting looking at the Zen tea ceremony for suggestions on how to run a meeting. I'm only going to make a superficial comparison, but even that I think will be instructive. In the tea ceremony, there is no detail that is too small to be considered, and, if you will, sanctified. The room is, of course, beautifully laid out. The guests come in, and after first symbolically washing their hands and the insides of their mouths, the fire is lit. The utensils are ritually cleaned in a specified order with particular movements. The tea is made in a very particular way. Each and every motion, each and every action, very particular. The result of all of this careful preparation, which is itself part of the ritual, is a deep and profound experience on the part of all involved. Yet what is being experienced is, in and of itself, quite simple and basic. Drinking a cup of tea. How often has your committee scrambled at the last minute to find a room, and then hurriedly pulled the tables together and gotten the chairs around it just as people showed up? Perhaps the remains of yesterday's yard sale or next week's auction had to be moved off to the side, or a pile of papers and books from who knows what or when are left at the end of the table where you know no one is going to be sitting. What kind of preparation does this seem conducive of? So for this practice, and as with the others, you could just take it upon yourself to do this on your own, or the group as a whole could decide to engage in it. Show up early and make the room ready. Straighten it up. Perhaps put a cloth over the table and a vase of flowers on it. Have a chalice ready to light so that there isn't a mad dash to find one at the last minute. Attend to details like lighting and temperature before people arrive, so that as they arrive, they know that the space is ready. And if the group as a whole takes up this practice, perhaps you could all agree to take off your shoes as you enter the room, for this is, after all, holy ground that you tread upon. Or you could symbolically wash your hands, or in some other way demonstrate your preparedness for the work that is to come. Ask yourselves, what would make it feel to you that you were engaged in sacred, holy work? What would make you feel that the work you were doing was a sacred practice? Create the space that will reinforce those feelings. It's as simple and as creatively complex as that. I look forward to seeing you again for other practice ideas.